This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. And by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live. We're here at the Holiday Inn, and we're certainly getting close to the primaries. This is the Holiday Inn Airport in Fort Myers, right near the Gulf Coast Town Center. The accommodations here have been just tremendous. Big shout out to my man Bryant, who makes all of that happen. We have a fabulous show lined up for you today. We'll get a chance to talk to Karen Putman-Watson, a candidate for School Board District 6. We also have Girl Talk here with Tashika Perry. She has the fabulous Sharon Hill here, who is the CEO, and you'll find out of what when Tashika is talking. All this on Lee Pitts Live. We'll be right back. Oh, man. Southwest Florida, I'm glad you caught me with smiles on my face, because I rarely smile because I take this job a little bit too seriously, but I'm smiling because I got my good friend here, Karen Putman-Watson, candidate for District 6, Lee County School Board. You know, I can't wait to see you sitting up there on that dais being a school board representative, because I know that you really are connected to the average person walking the streets here in Southwest Florida. What type of comments have you heard? I just gave you my comments from the public when they speak to you.
Pretty much the same. They know that I am from the community. I am of the community. I am just like an everyday average community person. My kids are pretty much a representation of what their kids are. Mm-hmm. I had a daughter with a learning disability, an IEP, and an honor student. And so they're pretty much saying the same thing. I can't wait as well.
Well, the time is near. Now that we're here on this Sunday morning before the primary, I want you to tell people how they can get, do you have a system in place if anybody needs to get to the polls, those types of things?
Well, I am encouraging people to do the mail-in ballot. Go online. You can go on levote.com and get your mail-in ballot. There's going to be a number of things on the voters listing ballot this year. Also, make sure that you tell your friends and encourage them to get out and vote. It's going to be a very important year of voting this year. If you need information about voting, you can contact me at 239-900-6909, and I can help you navigate the internet and get you pointed in the right direction and getting that done.
What is the primary thing the public will get when they elect Karen?
A representation of them and meeting their needs that they are talking about. I will be their voice, and I will be an ear to the community to hear what their needs are and what they want to see happen. I want to make sure that our students are getting the services that they need, parents are getting the service that they need, and our employees from the school districts are getting the fair support to make sure that they are able to provide quality education to our students.
Over the years, you've received many awards from the public recognizing you as a leader and your great work in the community. What are the 3 awards that you're most proud of, and why?
One, the most recent one was the top 20 fundraisers from the news press. I'm very proud of that because of fundraising through the nonprofit that I work for, Our Mother's Home. Also, able to use those funds fundraising for Impact Dunbar. Impact Dunbar is a foundation founded by my friend and I, Tashika Perry, through Southwest Florida Community Foundation, to provide opportunities, experience, and exposure to young women and girls from the Dunbar community. That's another thing I'm proud of in fundraising for that as well. In the 1 year time, we've raised over $30,000 to support that. The other thing I am also proud of is getting my education master's degree from Florida Gulf Coast University and being recognized as a soaring eagle for them.
Mm-hmm. When you're campaigning and going to these various forums and talking to the community, what's the theme? What are some things you're hearing from the community that really would be a high priority to you once you're elected as a school board
High
representative?
priority is, number one, is teacher retention. There's over 800 new teachers hired every year.
That is amazing.
Yes, and why they're leaving. Making sure that we have attainable housing for them, how we can support them financially so that they can stay here. We have a lot of committed, passionate teachers, even teachers assistants in our system, and they're leaving because they're going to our neighbor counties because they're paying more. So teacher retention is one.
Let's stay with teacher retention. Your thought process on retaining, some of the things can be done to retain teachers.
So as a nonprofit, the organization I work with, I also have run into that over the years. People are leaving because they're not able to provide for their families. They love their job, they love what they do, they're passionate about it, but number one priority, providing those physiological needs for their families, and making sure that we find a way to do that. Health insurance, making sure they can afford that for themselves and their children, and attainable, affordable housing. I do believe that the school board has land that we can probably build housing attainable for when they have that option if they want to stay on there or they can their own. So I think in doing that, we'll be able to get revenue back into the community, also save money on training and rehiring and recruiting if we are able to retain those teachers.
And you're running as a Democrat, so only Democrats can vote in the primary?
Actually, I'm running as a nonpartisan. This is a nonpartisan race, and I'm running at large, District 6. Anyone in Lee County can vote for me.
What's District 6?
District 6 is at large. Any Lee County registered voter can vote.
Really? Okay. Does that pose a major challenge for you to cover all that territory, or are you covering
yes,
it?
it's very challenging. Yes, you have over 400,000 voters here in Lee County. So it's trying to reach and knock on every door, reach every person to let them know who I am and why I'm running, and I am their supporter.
I see you everywhere. I mean, you are really out there pounding the pavement. The amount of time and energy that you're spending out there shaking hands and getting to know people, I think is going to pay off for you in the long run. How confident are you that you're connecting with the people?
I am very confident. I am, this is my community. I know it. I know how to maneuver and navigate myself around in the community. And yes, I did start early because I made the decision. I'm not just running just because, and no one has supported me to say, run because I'm going to do X, Y, Z for you. I'm running for my community because I believe in supporting my community. I am involved in a number of organizations in our community, and I just did start being an advocate in my community. So, as you said, yes, I am everywhere, and my job allows me to do that. I have a board of directors that support me in my race, and we are, another question a lot of people ask me is, how are you going to do this? I'm able to do this now running with the support of my board, and I think when I'm elected, I'm going to be able to provide more time for the school board. And we do have a succession plan for when I do leave our mother's home, when that happens, because I've grown that organization, not just financially, in programming and in the trust and commitment from our community and donors, and I don't want to leave that to fall. So I do have someone that I am training to take my place and walk in my shoes.
I see. You have a background in education too. Let's make sure the public understands that.
Yes, I've worked with the school board for 22 years. I started out as a teacher's assistant and then ended up leaving. My last job was a teacher for Head Start. So I've done a number of jobs in the school board, not just teacher's assistant. I've taught early Head Start and Head Start.
What from those experiences, what are some key things from actually being hands-on and involved that you continue to remember when you were out there campaigning and when you're thinking about being a school board rep?
Well, as I said, I can relate on both sides, being a teacher and working in the school system and being a parent. So relating on both those and knowing that as a teacher, you're not just a teacher. You become a doctor, you become a counselor, not just to those students, but those parents. I work with LAMP, with Lee Adolescents Mothers Program. So I become a mentor to those young ladies. So that's what teachers do. So I can relate to both sides and understanding what a teacher needs, the resources from administration, from financing. Also, I can relate to parents and what they need and what the support they need for their students. Also relating to students and how to make sure that they are individualized in the classroom so that they can be successful, because every child is not going to be a cookie cutter. Every child is not going to go to Harvard. We need to make sure that our children are being successful with whatever path they want to take, whatever that may be. We need not just doctors and lawyers in our community. We need technicians, mechanics, you name it. We see what has happened after Hurricane Irma. We are short on construction workers. We need businesses to do roofing. Those hands, people are good at their hands. And as I said, I know I'm talking a lot, but I have 2 daughters, and one of them went into education, and one of them wasn't. She's working into a medical field, and they took different paths, and all of our students are different, and we need to respect and treat them as well.
You're not talking a lot. I'm letting people get to know you. Final question. How optimistic are you about the Lee County School District going into the future, being a successful district? How do you feel about that?
I see a change. As you notice, there are a number of diverse people running this year, and I think that's going to change the way that we look at the culture of the school board as a whole, and recognizing that everyone is inclusive in that. And so I think that also making sure that we are connecting with our stakeholders in the community to form trust. So I see that change coming. I'm also on the Curriculum Advisory Committee at the school board. So I see a lot of changes that's going to be happening with that as well, connecting with our families and making sure we have a seamless transition, especially with our students that are transition students that are poverty. They're moving from district to district, and when they move from one school to another, we want to have a seamless education so they don't fall behind.
Well, I tell you, we're looking forward to good things happening for you, and I want you to continue to keep up the good work. It's been over, my understanding, I think it's been over 100 years that the Lee County School District has been in existence, and there has never been, this doesn't necessarily apply to you, but it does. There's never been a black person on that school board, and we need to see some change.
A representation of who our community is.
That's right. But those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Karen and all the fine people who are associated with her campaign who are doing it. We'll be right back with Girl Talk and Tashika Perry. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts, the host of Lee Pitts Live. We're here at the Holiday Inn Airport in Fort Myers, and I want you to continue to watch Lee Pitts Live on television, on YouTube, and of course, listen to us on radio. But to get all of your shows to come right to you, just click on that subscribe button right there, and Lee Pitts Live will come right to you, your time, your way. That's Lee Pitts Live.